Hello and welcome to my Brit West Journey. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by the real Ryan Lowe brand. How you doing this evening, Brian?
Hey, yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah. As always, my right eye still isn't 100%. So if I'm winking at the camera, I'm just trying to read my questions.
I'll just pretend you're flirting with me. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it was. I've had 3 injections in it now, so it's should be making its way. It's a lot better. I could live with it like this. I can't read of it, but I can see. I couldn't see out of it 4 or 5 months ago, but I can actually see a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, it's been going quite well. To be honest, it started off last year. I started training in 2021, just after COVID. Wow. July. Got my first debut. So I started training with Future Shock in 2021. Moved on. I've not moved. I'm still training with Future Shock, but I also train with. To be honest, it went down a storm. We thought it could have gone really badly because the mic tripped out. So all the wrestlers in the back were like, "Oh no, he's going to mess up. And I had all this stuff planned to say that I wanted to get out in my promo, and because the mic cut, it just gave me something to run with. And because I'm a DJ, so I'm used to talking on the mic anyway. I'm used to talking a load of blah blah. So it was quite easy to just kind of run with it. And I had something then to target and go, LWF is absolutely dire because I'm a heel. They can't even get the mics to work and this, that, and the other. So everyone was absolutely hating on me before my opponent even came out. Because I was facing Moon Bear, and so he actually pulled me to one side when he got backstage. He was like, I was absolutely bricking it before I came out because he was doing his debut that day as well. He was like, but as soon as I heard the fans booing you, I was just like, this is going to be a walk in the park. Yeah. So it started. So November, December was great. I did get a shoulder injury, unfortunately, after my first show. Not even to do with wrestling, which was upsetting, but so I've been nursing a shoulder injury recently, but I am back to it as of this week, properly training again. So all's going well.
Yeah, 19th of February, you got Tenacious Wrestling Alliance. So
yes,
just looking at the poster.
I'm not 100% sure who I'm fighting yet. So I've been told that I don't know if you'll know if Jenny B is. So it's her company with Jack Barron. So Jenny is my opponent with the Invisible Horse, which should be an interesting an interesting match to say the least. I'm really looking forward to it, to be fair.
Yeah, I know they've only announced the one match, but just looking at the poster, you got like David Birch and Jack Johnson and Philip Michaels and Jack Envy and Dave Getzky and Jenny B, Jack Bowen. So it's gonna be an amazing card. It's
going to be a good show. I can imagine it's going to be good. I actually went to their Christmas show, and that was an absolute storm. It was brilliant. So I am really looking forward to getting down there. It's nice to have been recognised because Jenny pulled me to one side after my second match in LWF. She was on commentary for it, and she was like, "I just absolutely love." It was like the best compliment in the world. She's like, "I love everything about you in the ring, your presence, the way you talk on the mic, and everything." I was just like, I was taken back. I didn't know what to say, and it was just the best. Like, considering I've only been doing it professionally on show level for 2 shows really. It was one of the best compliments I think I could have ever taken. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to wrestling her.
Yeah, I've only seen her live 3 or 4 times, and she's hilarious.
Yeah. She's brilliant. She's got such great character work. I cannot wait.
Yeah, so she started shorts hair and what's his name? Sheriff Steele. I keep calling him Sheriff Justice, but yeah, Sheriff Steele started the Rumble at Kingdom of Wrestling, and it was hilarious. It's so fun. I recommend anyone go watch that on YouTube. Kingdom of Wrestling's Rumble. Yeah, they've announced Jack Johnson and Sheriff Steele versus the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, 4 great wrestlers. Yeah. Jack Johnson's hilarious. he was on the weekend.
I'll tell you what, the Wrecking Crew. I'm going to have to give a shout out to David Getske, looking like Jack Johnson right now, because they're pretty much twins, aren't they? And I know he'll hate me for doing it, so you know what, I'm going to say it. I've got to say it.
I do have to say, when I see the post, I'm like, is that Jack? Was that Dave? Once I have a proper good look, I know who it is. But
oh yeah, you'll absolutely love me for saying it. I'll probably get beatings on Saturday for saying it, to be fair, but I'm okay with it. I'll take one for the team. No, but to be fair, Wrecking. Oh, go on, sorry.
No, carry on. Yeah.
The Wrecking Crew in general are just absolutely brilliant. Chris Stone, Getske, and Nick Cutter. To be fair, considering the heel work, I got pulled to one side by one of the guys that films, the fans, and they do all the camera work for LWF. So I got pulled to one side by the guy who does it, and he was like, I don't understand how you're such a lovely guy, but then you're an absolute. I don't know if we can swear on this, but dick of a heel. And I was just like, well, it's just what I've got to do in character, isn't it? That's exactly what Nick, Davey, and Chris are like, and Jenny. To be fair, they're absolutely brilliant heels. They pull it off so well that you absolutely want to hate them, and you want to see them getting decked. But they're absolutely brilliant. But behind the scenes, they're some of the nicest guys you've ever met.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, a lot of the people. Yeah, mainly the heels. They are lovely people. But I think I've met a lot of them. They work and with the public, so they have to be nice to the public all week. So at the weekend, they get to be complete arseholes of the public.
Well, yeah. I've not got that excuse. I work in a factory, so I don't see the public.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to be a heel because I want to be. Yeah, he's going to be the Chris who tells the person on the phone to go get a life, and the
fair.
This slightly selfish
with me.
Chris and the
With me, I am the self-proclaimed Mr. Indie Wrestling. Indie spelled INDIE, like indie music. And I am the biggest arse when it comes to it. I'll slag off a town. I'll slag off people from Wigan. I'll look at someone and laugh at them just for the fun of it. I come out to I'm So Humble by the Lonely Island, and it suits my character down to a T. It's absolutely, it's brilliant.
The Lovely Island, that's something I have to start listening to again. I used to love them.
I tell you what, so when obviously you go through, I don't know if you'll have done this yet, you go through a stage where you're trying to put your character together, and you're trying to think of music, and you're trying to think of like what your move set's going to be, and this, that, and the other. Obviously, with indie wrestling, it's a bit different. You don't really have a complete move set, but you kind of want to establish like a certain move that's your finisher. And music, I've sat through hours and hours of music, listening. And I was like, I don't know what I want, and I was nearly going with Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood.
Oh, right, okay.
And I was sold on that for so long, and then I watched Popstar Superstar, and obviously it's all about Lonely Island and Andy Samberg, and it just completely. I heard that song when it started, and I was like, you know what, this is the one. Why have I not thought about this before? Because I love that film in general, and I was just like, you know what, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm sorted. And it's just kind of taken off from there.
Yeah, I've gone down a industrial metalcore for my entrance, I think.
Yeah,
because I got told that what I wanted to do originally was a medieval version of Darth Raven's theme from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And I got told it wasn't heelish enough, so I've it's got ancient atrocity. It's called, I think. If anyone wants to look that up, it's good.
To be fair, I'll look it up. Ancient atrocity.
Yeah.
Where's my pen? I can't even put it on my phone now because I'm using my phone. In fact, if only I had a laptop.
I'll send you the link later.
Sweet, yeah, no worries, that's bro.
I think it's brilliant. And there's another one called Love Me And it's like, how do just the same lyrics over and over again. How can you love me when there's nothing left to love? How can you love me when there's nothing else to love? It's just like, it's only a minute and a half. It's brilliant. So, or will you still love me when there's nothing else to love? Something like that. Yeah, it's brilliant. I thought it was really good. Then, 4th of March, the LWF, Lancashire Riot. So you in the Riot?
Riot. Is what, sorry?
You going to be in the Riot?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm winning it. Come on. It's, yeah. Spoiler alert, you know. No.
Is it not number one contenders by this time? Because I think it was for the women's title last year, I think.
Yeah, so they decided to the women's championship was decided. They brought it in last year for the Riot.
Yeah.
And I was actually in the crowd at this point. I'm trying to think. It was Jenny B and I want to say it was Helena Razor. I think were the last two. And it was when Katie, who's unfortunately retired from pro wrestling now, she attacked Helena to enable Jenny B to win the Riot. It was a brilliant way of introducing the title into it, to be fair. And to be honest, I'd love it because I really think that they deserve to have, or they need to bring in a middle title now in LWF.
Yes.
The roster's getting big enough to accommodate that, I think, and obviously it's up to the powers that be of Steve and Mikey in that sense. But I think it would be a very good thing for them to do, because LWF is getting really big. I mean, we did the Hesketh Bank show on a couple of weekends ago. Last weekend, and we had a fan. We filled the venue. Was over 100, I think about 140, 150 people in there. People were actually stood up. It was that full, so it was great. I think it warrants it. Is what I'm.
They could have a. I don't think they could do a mid-card title, but they could definitely do an academy title. The amount of people come through their academy.
Even better an academy, because we actually do academy shows as well. We do. It's called Mutiny. So we had a Mutiny taping on the 20. I'm trying to think what the date is now. The 22nd of January. And that was the first actual live show where we went out into a venue itself instead of being in the performance centre. It would have been great to have a title for that, but it's it's one of them, and it's still finding its feet.
Yeah, I could say you've got the proper Lancashire title, the Lancashire women's title, the tag team titles, and then if you didn't want to bring in a mid-card academy, it would work really well with that promotion. So
yeah, kind of like I see it as I was saying this to one of the guys that run it the other day. That I see it as it's like a mini NXT. Probably not on the same scale, but I think the fact that it's an academy show and they're actually running with it and it's going so well, it seems a shame to limit us to limit it to just being that an academy show, because it can be. I think it can be much more, because some of the talent that's on there is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm really excited to start trainee shows and something. Just eat. It's gonna be fun. All right, so this gives away your age to listeners. Who's your favourite wrestler growing up?
Oh well, to be fair, I've got his title here. It's got to be Shawn Michaels.
I was always a big Shawn fan. So,
HBK. To be fair, I was in the era of, I think I missed his first stint. I might have seen bits of it. I remember the DX promo where he was stood behind the podium and with China and Triple H and whatnot. But when I first originally started watching it, it was probably Stone Cold. And then as I gradually started to delve more into it, it did become Shawn Michaels. He has been my favourite since, to be fair. I'm still not an Undertaker fan because he retired him at WrestleMania. Still real to me, goddammit.
Yeah, when I first got into it, it was Macho Man.
Yeah.
I think just everything about him when you're 9, 10 or whatever it was. Just how colourful he was, his voice. He was quite high flying compared to the lumbering oafs they had around in the late 80s, early 90s. So he was billed 6'2", but I think he was 5'10" in real life. I think he just was a bit wrestle on his tiptoes. So being on the shorter stature it's great to have somebody who's
Right
recognised.
there with me. I'm only 5'9".
Yeah, I'm 5'7". I was 5'7" when I was 14, thinking I was going to be dead tall, and I stopped growing.
Well,
I was tallest. I was one of the tallest in the year in year 8. Came back in year 9. I was one of the shortest. Just in summer holidays, everybody grew.
miracle grow. It does wonders for you, doesn't it? No, I kind of knew that I was always going to be small. My family are all midgets, so it's kind of I'm blessed to be the height that I am. To be fair, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I think my mum's 5'4" and my dad's 5'5", so to get to 5'7's an achievement, I think. So.
Yeah. Don't put yourself down. You've done it. You've beat them.
So, what prompted you to don the tights, get in the ring yourself?
What prompted me to? So I actually started my my journey in 2016. I went to me and my best mate, we've always wanted to go to WrestleMania. So we went to Dallas WrestleMania 32. We were part of the record attendance. Yes, we were. But no, so with that coming up, I was umming and ahhing about it. I just got out, finished uni, and I was like, I kind of want to get into it. But as you can see, I wear glasses. And at the time, I couldn't get contacts in. So I went into it, started doing it. I did it for about a month, but I didn't feel confident because I couldn't see like my opponent across the ring. I didn't feel safe. I didn't think they were safe. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what, I need to call this for the time being. Doing the idea of laser eye surgery was a bit too much of a cost. So I was just like, yeah, I'll leave it. Fast forward to, it was during COVID, to be fair, 2020. I decided that I could start. I started doing modelling with my then partner, and we. So I had to get used to wearing contacts because I couldn't really, because the lenses obviously flared off your glasses. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it another go. I've always wanted to do it, and it's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid, to be fair. And I was just like, you know what, I really want to just give it a go and see if I can do it. So I started, obviously during COVID we couldn't really do much. There were no training going on. So David Francisco from Purpose Wrestling down south was doing online seminars, doing like promo classes, doing match studies and stuff like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go, see where we get. And I really enjoyed the sessions that we did. I still keep in touch with him every now and then, even though obviously he's based in London, so I don't really get time to go down to actually train with them. So then when Future Shock opened again in the July, I pretty much made sure that I was one of the people that got on the training, the beginners classes straight away. And it's just kind of gone from there. I absolutely loved the beginners class. I was a bit stupid, to be fair. So I'd had my gallbladder out. Didn't realise that Future Shock did training classes, beginners classes, like every so often. I thought it might have been once a year. So I was like, oh, I've got to take the opportunity. It doesn't matter, I've had my gallbladder out. It'll be fine. So I was like 2 or 3 weeks off my gallbladder being taken out. I was like, so I was just kind of like to my partner at the time, I was like, oh, I'll do it, but if it hurts, I'll tell him and I'll stop. And it didn't hurt, so I just carried on doing it. And then I did eventually tell. So Sam Bailey's the head coach at Future Shock, and I did eventually tell him, but it was after the beginners class because I didn't want him turning around and going, "Yeah, go away. You can't do it yet." I was just like, I just won't say anything. And then once the beginners class is done, it's done. You can't say nothing, and it's fine. So when I went back after one of my the first sessions back after the beginners class, I told him at the end of the session, and he just went, "Get out."
I had my gallbladder out in 2016. I couldn't move for about 10 days. I just had to lie. I couldn't hold my baby because he was kicking stage. So I was like, no, can't kick my stomach.
Yeah, to be fair, I was bedridden for about a week. Well, I could get up and walk, but I couldn't. I was told that I had to rest for about a week, and then before I actually had the staples out, we were going to London. We had London booked. So I went down to London with the staples in. We're walking about all day, this, that, and the other, and yeah, just kind of winged it.
Yeah. Oh,
It seemed to work. Touch wood. It's all gone so swimmingly so far, so I can't really grumble.
I don't know how you did that.
I don't know. I don't know how I did it, to be fair. I was in pain for some of the days we were walking around, but I just sat down when it was like, oh, it's bare o'clock, isn't it?
Oh, no. Yeah, after my first training session, I couldn't walk for 4 days. It was just like my thighs were in agony because I don't think I'd ever done a squat before that.
Yeah.
Shit. I'd never done hadn't done a forward roll since I was a kid. Back rolls,
I was like that. I was like that with backwards rolls. I genuinely thought, I was like, here we go. This is going to be hilarious. Everyone's going to have a giggle here. And I was actually surprised at myself at how well I did it without actually realizing that I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, well, and so my partner at the time decided that she was going to give it a go. The following a couple of months after they did another beginners class, and me drunkenly was like, "Oh, I'll show you how to do a roll." We was in our front room, and we had laminate flooring, but we had a carpet on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to do a roll. The carpet slipped. I've face planted and burnt all my knuckles, which was safe to say I didn't do a forwards roll.
Yeah, we did a seminar with Joseph Connors, and apparently he told the owner Pete that he was impressed with my rolls, which I was like, yes.
Happy days, man. Happy days.
Don't be as impressed with anything else, but he's impressed with my rolls.
Right, so Ridgway is one of the trainers at Future Shock. He came down for our second beginners class, and we were doing forearms to the neck. Mm-hmm. So we were doing forearms, and he actually pulled me to one side and was like, if we were doing like videos for the class, sorry, he didn't pull me to one side. He shouted Bailey over. I was like, if we were doing videos for the class, he'd have used my forearm because of how well it was, and I was just like, yeah. Little chuffed
I got Jordan. I got an elbow right. I was like, oh, it's been too high. And when we were landing punches, I got Jordan. Oh, I thought I was going to have a huge bruise, but yeah, luckily it didn't come out. So was Shawn Michaels who you wanted to mould your style around when you start training it?
Sorry, say that again.
Was Shawn Michaels who you wanted to mould your style around when you start training?
To be honest, I don't actually know if I'm using Shawn Michaels as my go-to. I know Dolph Ziggler's kind of like Shawn Michaels, but Dolph Ziggler, and I like Dolph Ziggler, the way Dolph Ziggler works. His selling is absolutely phenomenal. So I try and base myself. I'm trying to base myself in a weird way, a molded version of like Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I love Jericho, love Dolph Ziggler, and I genuinely can't get my leg high enough to do a super kick. So that's why, at this moment in time, super kicks are out the window. Hence me like kind of pushing Shawn Michaels to one side and being like, yeah, we'll stick with someone else. I'm not a spring chicken. It's I don't know if I'm going to be flexible enough to do a super kick. So I'm quite happy to just do what I can stick with doing.
Yeah, we do. We tried to do drop kicks, and yeah, it's like that's something that it's not going to be in my repertoire. Just do a super kick and then bring your other leg up. I said, I can't do a super kick.
To be fair, I tried doing a drop kick and ended up drop kicking someone in the stomach and winding them. So I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do drop kicks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's to be fair, I love what I love about it is being a DJ and I'm an entertainer, so I like the aspects of showmanship, like Jericho, Ziggler, The Miz, for example. I love their way, their characters don't have to be about just the wrestling, which is kind of what we've at LWF is what we've been kind of doing with my character in the Mutiny shows. we've been trying to like not have me wrestle so much and be the shit talker, and then be that shithouse heel that gets in last minute, tags in, and gets the quick pin to win. And then I'll do I just basically blabber on about any random crap. So it's to be honest, it's been, for me starting in Mutiny, it was a great way for me to feel comfortable in the ring without actually having to do so much, do so much wrestling or whatever. It's just been a nice transition. So that I kind of went onto the first show being chucked in the deep end. Really, it wasn't a full match as such. I interrupted the Mad Dog as he was announcing the main event, and it kind of built from there. Me just saying that I wanted to see who the best people in LWF were, and that Moonbear's music hit, and we had a bit of a scrap. It was an impromptu match as such, so it wasn't already booked. It was just kind of thrown in there last minute.
So where did the idea for the character come from?
For mine or for Moonbear?
Yeah.
So for mine, so the Real Ryan Lowe brand itself, I started using that as my modelling page originally. So I'm quite an outgoing person anyway. I love LMFAO. And I'm just, so I'm kind of stuck in the zebra print pants days. And I have zebra print pants at home that I'd wear just on a daily basis. And I was like, how do I amplify myself into doing something rather than getting given a gimmick and rolling with it, because I know a lot of people get given characters and they've got to work with it. They've kind of given me the opportunity. I'm the first person in the LWF to be able to go in and use my own character and form my own character, from basically giving me the full reins of it. And touch wood, it is working. I'm literally myself, just amplified to a point where I say I'm myself. I'm quite a nice. I like to think I'm a nice person, or I try and be a nice person. But as a bad guy, I'm just quite like, I'm quite happy to just go in, like we were saying before about you go into your 9-to-5 job or whatever, and during the week you get to just go and rip someone a new one at the weekend. It's absolutely great. So from putting all the me being me, I've then thought, you know what, who can I look at to try and amplify my way going forward as me? And that's where I've looked at like The Miz, your MJF now, even CM Punk to some extent, and Jericho and Dolph Ziggler. And even Gargano. There's the amount of wrestlers that are about that you can mold into your own kind of style, and it's about not being, as the cliche thing, it's about not being the new Chris Jericho or the new Dolph Ziggler. It's about using your own skills, being the first you that incorporates every little bit of the wrestlers that you find that you idolize, or that you know, well, at least you know that you can get their moves down, and running with it and just seeing how it goes. And if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, you go back to the drawing board. And touch wood, so far so good. Mine's hit the ground running. It's I don't like to sound big-headed, but from what I've been told from the past couple of LWF shows, I've got the biggest boo. The only reaction that got a better reaction than mine and Moonbear's was Santa hitting Getski. So that, which is always going to get a pop. So I'm absolutely ecstatic at the not to take away from the other wrestlers, because obviously they're absolutely brilliant, but the fact that two guys coming up from the academy and Mutiny itself to go onto a main show and get a reaction like that, it was just absolutely, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think because it's like when you create a wrestler on the 2K games, you start off with like a bog standard wrestler, and you kind of just kind of like I do. I always give myself like Vader's moves to start off with, but then I was like, oh, I like that. I had that. Yeah. And it's like by the end of it, it's nothing like Vader's moves. It's like hardly any of Vader's moves left, probably. But it's just that basis. Yeah. Yeah, I always start off as this monster, and by the end of it, he's a bit flippy. He still does the power moves, but it's like, yeah, it's nothing. He doesn't wrestle anything like Vader after a couple of weeks probably of playing it.
The 350 splash or whatever it's called.
I don't quite do that.
To be fair, I remember. So I'm not a high flyer by any means necessary. I'm actually scared of heights. I'm trying to overcome that this year. That's one of my goals to overcome this year. But I remember I was trying to do a frog splash in training, and it just was not happening. Every time I went to jump, my legs just went down, and so my feet were in the floor, and I was just like, "Why is this not happening?" As soon as I went to do a swanton bomb, it was fine, because I wasn't my face wasn't facing the floor. It was fine. Just could not get over that hurdle of jumping, landing flat. Yeah. So it was just like, yeah, maybe this high flying stuff's not for me.
I'm struggling with back bumps at the moment. I keep landing on the lower back and my bum rather than the back. I can do a front bump and I do a flip bump, a side bump. I don't know. It's just it's a mental thing. My legs just won't. I just can't throw myself backwards onto my back. Yeah, but you can body slam me and I'll do a back bump, but you'll just so you guys do a back bump. My body's like, why?
Your head's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Why are you making me do that? Stop it. To be fair, that's one thing I like to throw myself into him rather than actually, because a lot of people will tell you to, like, as soon as they touch you, you drop. I like because it looks a bit more legit, and I don't know if other wrestlers will agree, but I've spoken to some people that do. If you throw yourself into it more and commit to it, like you're actually taking the move, so you're forced to go down. And I prefer doing that to actually, but just bumping, if that makes sense. I just feel like it makes the whole aspect of it a little bit more legit, and it makes it look like the sport look more real per se, as it is. Because obviously these people that think it's all fake and blah 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 blah, it's definitely not. It's definitely some of the moves actually hurt to take. So it's just getting the right aspect and making sure you can land properly. But the bump things, yeah, it took me a while to get used to doing certain things. Flip bumps was one of mine. So when obviously you flip, I used to roll out of it, so I'd roll straight to my bum rather than hitting the ground. I don't know why. It was just like that was a mental block for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shall we move on to your merch? I like it. I don't know if I can show it on the screen. I don't know. No.
I've not brought any up with me, to be fair, but I will show this for the viewers. This is my socials, guys. So I have released this. This will take you to my what's it called? Linktree, which will send you to links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Big Cartel, which has got my merch on there. So yeah, with my merch, so originally I came up with the zebra print. So I've got a zebra print T-shirt that says Mr. Indie Wrestling on it.
Yeah.
And that was a T-shirt that I wore the first day that I was on the show, and I was like, people had mentioned that they want, as soon as I had merch available, that they wanted to buy some. So I was like, kind of being normal. Ideally, I didn't want to release it so early, being that I've only done two main shows. But the amount of people that I've had, not so much hounding me, but like going, oh, we want some merch so we can promote you and come to your shows, support you, this, that, and the other. Like, yeah, but I'm a bad guy. Stop it. Stop wanting to buy my merch. But people do buy my merch. Yeah. No, so I decided to make it the zebra print T-shirt, and then when we were sat down doing the phase of planning it, because I decided that it would have been a smart idea to create them all myself and make them all at home rather than getting a company to do it. Don't do it, people. It's a lot harder than it looks. And we were sat there and we were like, you know what, we should do two or three rather than just the one, because it'll give people that don't necessarily like that design a way to buy something that they'd wear and they'd want to wear out in public and this, that, and the other. So we went with the half design, the half logo design. Oh, sorry, it's a full logo design, but half and half.
I like the full logo on the side one. I think I'll buy that one.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely, yeah. To be fair, I'm thinking about wearing one. To be honest, I actually haven't worn any of my merch out yet. Bad person. I went to after the Hesketh Bank show, I went to the Royal Rumble, and they were showing it in Manchester, and Danny Hope was there. I didn't realise he promoted Hooked on Wrestling. And my mates decided to get the real Ryan Lowe brand chant going. Or as they were taking the mic, they were calling me a shit Enzo Amore. It's like, cheers, pal, cheers. Not heard that one. But as with Dan, obviously Danny knowing me and him being part of the indie scene, he was like, oh yeah, because they were about to do the cosplay competition. And he was like, "Oh yeah, we know we've got Ryan Lowe." But yeah, in regards to my merch, it's I'm actually with being the colourful kind of guy. I thought everyone has a black kind of t-shirt. Everyone's bringing out black merch, so we'll start with white, keep it basic for the time being, and then I've had orders or requests to do like pink t-shirts as well. So I'm actually thinking about the logo one on the side, doing that in multiple colours. So I'm looking forward to actually starting on them. To be fair, I'm thinking pink and blue, like a baby blue for the logo. So we'll see what happens.
Pink sounds good.
Weirdly enough, we were talking about this the other day. A lot of men. So Chris, who's part of the Wrecking Crew, he's brought his own merch out. He did a black one for men and a pink one for women. But all the men are buying the pink one. No one wants the black one. It's like it's the in thing to wear for men now. Pink. Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend always knows I've got lots of wrestling t-shirts, but they're all black. Like,
that's what I mean. So that's why I wanted to kind of keep it a little bit different. Because the only person that I can recall that had a different coloured t-shirt, bar MSK, who apparently we can't talk about anymore. Is CM Punk, who brought out the white one and the grey one that he brought out. So I was like, how can I make it different but still kind of fit? So these t-shirts are kind of like the t-shirts that you could wear. They don't even have to have a meaning to wrestling, which is what I like about them. They promote it with because I've got the Mr. Indie Wrestling on the sleeve, but it's a t-shirt that you could genuinely just go out and it just look like a normal t-shirt that you go out in during the day. So cool. That was the idea behind it.
Yeah, I'll put links in the description if anybody if the QR code thing doesn't work. I've never tried it before, so we don't know.
Why not? There we go, guys, for socials.
Yes. I'll put everything in the description anyway. Right, so if you're promoted for a day, promoting an event, so using wrestlers you've worked or trained with, wrestlers are associated to you in some way. If I give you a match tag, you tell me who put that match?
Yes.
Okay, and as it's your show, every match can be 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, intergender, throw a silly stipulation on if you want. It's your show. So who would be in your opening contest? Get the crowd excited.
Okay, so this is where I'd have like the mid card title. Yes. Am I allowed to put me in this thingy?
Your show. Your show. You can do it.
So I'd put me in the mid card title, and this is one person that I actually really want to wrestle this year. Hopefully, some promoters will hear my calling and get it to happen, because I feel like this match would. So I'll tell you who it is first. So Tony Riot. Yes. He's one of the bright upcoming stars of Future Shock. He's been in LWF. I saw him at the weekend. Wrestle Island. He was at Wrestle Island last weekend. He's actually fighting Davey Getsky for the LWF Championship at Lancashire Riot. So he is a really rising star with a very big fan base, and he gets the crowd work over really well. And I think me being a heel, him being a face, and me doing really well with my crowd work and him doing really well with his, I just feel like it'd be like Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
So we'd do that for the mid-card title as the opener.
Yeah, one of my son's favourite YouTubers, Stephen Tries, came to see him, and it was the whole show. Joe was like, "Is that Stephen Tries?" I was like, "I can't see that far, Joe." But it was. It was basically it was my favourite YouTuber. He said he came to see his friend. I was like, "Who is it?" Because he didn't get announced for the show. He must have replaced Aurora Tevez in the match. So.
Oh, is that Tony?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah. I've never seen Tony before. It's something I've wanted to see for a while. So
he's someone that I train with at Future Shock on the regular. He's such a great guy. And to be fair, when I saw his debut at LWF, and he was tagging with the Worst at the time. And the way that he came out. It's just everything about him is because he is a comedian, or he was a comedian. He's retired from that now. He just everything about him. He has the presence. He's just there, and in that moment, you feel everything that he does, and he's just great.
He's brilliant. Okay, a comedy style match.
So, I actually refed this match on Saturday, but I loved it so much that I was just like, it's got to be Lancashire, the Lost Lancashire, which is Mysterious Mr. B and the Masked Marauder versus the Health Club, which is ironic because the Health Club has not Isaiah Quinn, and the Worst have Isaiah Quinn. So I do the Lost Lancashire versus the Health Club versus the Worst, and I feel like just the three teams in themselves would gel really well together. The Lost Lancashire are just brilliant. They're a comedy gimmick, but they're absolutely fantastic the way that they work the crowd.
Yeah, they're really fun. they're at the last King of Wrestling show. They came out and did the raffle, and they're hilarious.
Yeah. So they did. So they started to wear mask a bit now. They did I actually helped them record the video. They did a promo where they got themselves Christmas presents of new masks, and as they've given the new mask, as they've exchanged gifts, they've taken their old masks off for getting their own camera, and it's just kind of gone from there. They're just they're such good lads, and they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, cool. What about your women's title match?
So I'd have Lana Austin.
Yes.
Versus Harley Hudson.
Yes.
Versus Tonga versus Jenny B.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I feel like I've not actually decided what kind of stipulation it'd be, or if it needs a stipulation. I just think the four of them together are such good workers, and they are some of the biggest names in UK Brit wrestling at this moment in time. And I just feel like they'd all really work well together.
Yeah, that'll be an amazing match. They're all hilarious as well. So it's yeah, Holly Hudson is post-lockdown. Something must have happened. Not happened to her, but this seems to have this confidence that's come out of lockdown. She's got herself with a 9 stone of South power. And, yeah,
she's an absolute beast in training. She's literally. She can lift some of the big guys in training, and it's just like she does. It makes it look easy.
Yeah, I saw her against Lance Rivera at Extreme Fields, and she caught him in a crossbody. I was like, he's not a small man, Lance Rivera. He's 6'1".
So you know what? To be fair, Lance. If I was to form a tag team, there's actually 3 people that I'd actually like to be my partners. You know, like in a stable type thing. And Lance would be one of them, Harley would be one of them, and Tony Riot would be one of them. They're the 3 people that I feel like as a tag team would work really well together.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Because I do a podcast with Lance every Tuesday. So we do the Broken But Glorious podcast. So.
Fair.
Yeah, I've got
It's all right. It's all right. We're not gonna plug in too much.
Doesn't need plugging. He's doing amazing. I am going to buy his brand new T-shirt once. So I've lost 3 stone. So once I decide that's enough, I'm going to buy his new T-shirt because I don't want to have it. All my wrestling T-shirts are all extra large and dresses on me now. So I was like,
cut. I like to wear. To be fair, I'm surprised I'm not doing it with this shirt because I hate the sleeves on it. And I only cut, like the old school wrestling like HBK and stuff like that. Well, I said not HBK, more like Dolph Ziggler. You have to cut down the sleeve so it turns into like a vest. Yes. I love wearing mine like that. So whenever I can, I don't have T-shirts.
I went to the gym at the moment, so I'm in my gym. What are they called? Tights.
Yeah.
And then this huge T-shirt over it. Just see if it's dead comfy at the gym. So. Cool. We've said your mid-card title. Shall we? What can we do for this one? Okay. Let's get that. Have you come up with another match? What should we do? Should we just do a good, solid workhorse match then? If it's if you've done your mid-card title already, so
workhorse match. See, this one, I'd do it as a tag titles match.
Oh, okay.
So I'd have. They are workhorses, so it's Synergy.
Yes.
Versus, so I've managed a team. It's only on Mutiny shows at this moment in time, but they're called the Gilded Edge, and so you've got Lawrence Bashava, who's a powerhouse, and Anthony Bodak, who's all about mixed martial arts and his kicks and this, that, and the other. And then I think the combination of them two against Synergy, they are a team. Gilded Edge are a team to look out for the future. Together they gel really well, and they just do not stop working. I think them versus Synergy would be an absolute screamer of a match.
I love Synergy. They can do everything. They can do the great heels and the great faces. So,
it's when you see them doing cartwheels out of specific moves, and you're just like, wow, you shouldn't be able to do that.
The beasts as well, yeah. No, my 7-year-old's terrified of them because they get the TNT where the bad guys. They always seem to pick on Isaac and start going at him, and he's terrified of them. So they're really nice guys. We'll go to a show where they're faces, and you'll love them. A hardcore Extreme Rules style match. So this can be anything from 24/7 shenanigans right up to death match.
Okay, so with this one, I've gone with Jack Barron.
Yes.
And Aton Steen.
Oh yes, he's fun.
I've seen Jack do hardcore matches before, and he's not afraid of doing anything. He flew off the top rope into a load of chairs outside the ring. So he literally is not afraid of doing anything. And Aton, again, the same. I can just imagine them two going hell for leather at each other in a hardcore match. And I think that'd be absolutely brutal.
That'd be a fun match. I'd really like to see that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then it's your main event, unless you've got another match you want to throw in there.
So I've got two main events, really. I've probably not booked this right at all because the title, I feel like the Wrecking Crew match should have gone first. So the main event one, it'd be for the title, it'd be Wrecking Crew, literally Wrecking Crew, Getski versus Cutter versus Stone.
Oh, a triple threat.
To see which one of them is the better wrestler. And I feel like that would be a match in itself. It could be humorous, it could be physical. There's literally no end to which way that could go. And I just think it'd be brilliant to see.
I'd love that.
And then
different styles as well. So it's like, yeah. So, yeah.
And then main event 2, which if anyone's watched Future Shock, they'll know this anyway. But Sam Bailey versus Chris Ridgway. They've had a couple of matches already, but
They had one quite recently on Future Shock, didn't they? So in a couple of months.
Yeah. So they've had a couple of matches recently, and they absolutely, when they do it, my God, it's just like watching two people that actually know what they're doing. No, they absolutely steal the show. They're just absolutely. You can just see the presence, the way they are in the ring. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't even have to come up with spots or this, that, and the other. They literally just vibe off each other in the ring, and it gels so perfectly.
Two people I was completely shocked never got picked up by NXT UK, or even went on the NXT UK tournaments years ago. Just think that's
yeah,
it's like two of the best in the country, and it's
well, Ridgeway's over in Japan at the minute. He's what, as I say, he's one of the trainers at Future Shock. But he was started going over to Japan last year. So recently, I don't know how long he's there for, but he does go for like months on end, months at a time, to do filming and whatnot. So he is getting noticed now. I'm surprised actually. Bailey's only done one Progress show. He was on the Progress Manchester show the last time it was here. I think it was November. I don't know if he's planned to go on any others. I've not actually asked him or anything like that, and I've not seen anything advertised. But I'm assuming he'll be there on February 12th. But if anyone's not seen them, they genuinely need to watch Bailey and Ridgeway. They're absolutely incredible, and that's why that'd be my main event, hands down. No ifs buts about it.
Yeah, I've seen them both multiple times and never seen a bad match out of either of them. Yeah, brilliant. I'd love to see them. That's a great card. I'd love to watch them. So
I maybe should have put the title match first, though, and had the mid card title a bit way down. But I like to steal the show.
No, that'll be a lot of fun. I was going to be like that. Cool. Do you want to put your thing up for socials again, and then we'll?
Yeah, let's go for it. So here we go. We'll start with it the way that it should be. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that face. There you go, guys. There's my socials. Let's take it to my link tree, which has my Big Cartel, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram on there. Please like and share, follow and whatnot. Yeah, peace and love, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, no, not peace and love. I hate the children of the moon.
For the audio listeners, the links will be in the description. So.
I think just before we do finish, or I don't know if you at that point yet or anything. You mentioned something about people who would like to wrestle this year.
Oh yes, okay.
There is a few. So for the sake of the comedy value, I'd love to wrestle the Los Lancashires. Tony Wright, as I said before, Aton Steen. That's been a match that we've actually spoke about, me and Aton. It's not guaranteed that it's happening, but we have spoken about it about us both wanting to do it.
It's like the goth versus the cool kid type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still like
Bob Coston, who I've actually cut. We did a Christmas video for LWF, and he made a point of saying, he mentions my name and then a lot of words bleep. So I was like, oh my God, he's trying to start something here. So I had to cut a promo back to him, and that is I'll make sure that's on my YouTube for anyone that wants to see it. And that's one that we've both spoken about of being a good rivalry going forward, because it'll help boost me and Bob's. He is a great wrestler in the ring. I don't know if anyone's seen him, but Bob Coston is brilliant. The only other person that I can think of is Nathan Gunn. For this year, should I say, because there's loads of talent that I'd love to wrestle, but I don't think I'm in their league yet. But the guys so Nathan Gunn is a mainstay in LWF. He's unfortunately got injured at the last show, but hopefully he won't be out too long. We seem to get on really well, so I think just the match in itself would gel really well because of how close of a bond we've got.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll hit each other properly because you like each other.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
That's my favourite rule about wrestling. You hit your friends hard. It's like,
yeah, the rule about wrestling: the more you like someone, the more you beat them. But yeah, I think for dream matches that I'd love to have in the coming years would be like your Sam Bailey, your Chris Ridgway, and then to give a shout out to David Francisco as well from Purpose. Them three, there's two. Well, I see them all as being my trainers because David started it off with the promo classes and whatnot, and I just think it'd be absolutely a dream come true to wrestle your trainer at the end of the day. So I think that them three would be like my all time at this moment in time.
Yeah, I don't see any of them. And I'm really wanting this you and Lance Rivera tag team to happen.
I think to be honest, I think we'd work really well. It's just who would be the bigger guy, because I feel like as characters we've both got really big egos, and as much as I think we gel, it may end up resulting in one of us turning on each other. You never know.
I can see it being a very short-term tag team.
I think to be honest though, I think if it was booked right, I think me, Lance, Harley, maybe not Tony, maybe with Tony Wright, maybe that's one of them. He's so good on his own. I don't think he needs. Well, to be fair, Lance is as well. They don't need it, but I think me, Lance, and Harley would make a really good stable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, Harley wears zebra print. I wear zebra print.
You got matching gear.
Yeah. no one needs to order any new gear. It'd be right. So yeah, I mean, you never know what 2023 brings. It's I'm just so excited to get back to doing it, and literally looking forward to starting with new companies and getting further with the companies that I'm already with. So I'm looking forward to this being my year, really.
Yeah, 2022 is one of my favourite years. I think it's the best year I've had in years. So, yeah.
Good, and that's the main thing. The fact that you're enjoying that, I said exactly the same with 2021. As much as it was a ball like with COVID and everything, the fact that I started doing something that I really wanted to do from being a kid, and finding out, like you said, I was aching like hell the first few weeks I was doing it, but getting into a rhythm and getting into a routine of doing it and going more than once a week, you kind of build to that point where you actually start. It doesn't hurt as much, you don't ache as much, and you just thrive at everything that you do. Sometimes you have down days where you don't do as well, but the amount of up days where you try something at training and you succeed at it, or even if it's this slight niggles that you can work on and this and that, it's just absolutely great. There's no feeling like it in the world. And then when you get into that ring on your show and you've got them fans in front of you, and this is me talking about like fans in the sense of 20 to 100 people, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you've got the fans booing you or getting behind you and supporting you, it's something else. It's such a surreal feeling, and you can only really get it in wrestling.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it, and I'm so glad that I've decided to run with it, because touch wood, it just all goes up from here.
Yeah, that's it. It's like when you start going to the gym, it sucks till you get that basic level of fitness where it doesn't suck anymore, and it will take you. It took me, because before February this time last year, it was probably about over 10 years since I've been to the gym. It was only because my brother was going on holiday, so he wanted to lose weight, so he started dragging me to the gym as well. So
yeah,
he's going to the gym now, and I carried on. But it was only 3 months after.
I mean,
it's only 3 months after that I started wrestling training, so I wasn't fit when I started wrestling training.
I'm like that right now. I've had a wrestling match since. So I had a wrestling match on the 17th of December. I injured myself in November, but luckily I wasn't lifting anyone. So with not having to pick anyone up, or I was able to wrestle. But training wise, I've not been to the gym. I've not been wrestling training since November.
Oh wow!
So I went back on Monday and I was absolutely gassed, and we were doing rope running and just the international sequence and this, that, and the other. And my God, I genuinely thought I was going to throw up. It was horrible. but totally worth it at the same time.
Yeah, the Brookside Shuffles. I'm all right at them now, but I still hate doing the grapes in the corner. It just kills me. I just
Oh,
can't-
yeah.
But anyway, I'll let you back to your evening. I've really
Thank you
enjoyed
for
this
having me on.
day. I'd love to have you on again.
We'll show this. We'll flash this one more time. Why not? Whee! Follow me, guys.